and they win the NFC South.
What's good, everybody? Let's talk some Tampa sports. Let's wrap up this Week 10 matchup with the Patriots. Finish this off with the film session, just going over some of the opportunities I think the Bucs had. Obviously, we'll go over those big plays that the Patriots had. Who's to blame? Who's at fault? Was it a scheme issue? Was it a player making a mistake? We'll go over all of those things in this video, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this is first drive of the game, actually. Bucs came out looking fantastic, doing what you want this team to do offensively. So here, we're going to see the Patriots linebacker go on a blitz, and very simple, attack the blitz. Here's your wide receiver one. This is going to blitz right here and attack the middle of the field. It's something I've been asking more from Grizzard all season long. Attack the middle of the field. Good things will happen. So man in motion. We see the blitzer go there. So now you have all this open space, and you're asking Robert Spillane, who primarily is known as a run stopper, to cover a ton of area. So Baker's already looking this down. Ibuka's going to cut inside. Beautiful throw right there after Christian Gonzalez stumbles, and Ibuka's able to pick up a ton of yards. So attack that middle of the field. Please do it more. And there's going to be another play later on that looks very similar to this. So, yeah, if it works, keep doing it. Here's the look from the other view where we'll be able to see that protection and that blitz get picked up. So there's Feeney picking it up. Wasn't too much of a challenge there. And there's the catch and Ibuka dragging like 3 pats. So, continuing with that drive. Again, this is a good look from Grizzard. It is a good and creative look. So, we'll let it run, and we'll pause right there. So Baker's looking this way. What that touchdown ended up being was not Baker's first read. You can see where he's looking. So pay more attention to the bottom part of the field and how this route develops. It's a longer developing route. He just ran into the chest of the corner, sees that he's playing zone, and just kind of escapes out wide. And there's nobody there. Christian Gonzalez followed Sterling Shepard all the way into the end zone. So now you got Tez, Sterling, and 4 Patriots. And wide receiver 1 is wide open at the bottom of your screen. That's easy throw and catch. Walk into the end zone with that one. Beautiful start from this offense. So here's the other look where we can see the protection. Once again, it's a longer developing route. Play action and everything. Plenty of time. Get it out to Ibuka. So I just wanted to throw this in here, a couple play sequence, just because I feel like after the game I heard a lot of people saying the Bucs weren't getting pressure, which I don't think I necessarily agree with. If you were to say the Bucs weren't getting sacks, sure. But that's a credit to Drake May getting the ball out when he did. The Bucs were getting pressure, and if you look at the pressure rates, the Bucs actually had more pressure on May than the Patriots had on Mayfield. That's what the numbers say. So just want to throw this in here. These don't end up in sacks, but they end up in incompletions. So right at the bottom, Yaya just basically jumps over his man here. We'll let it get back to that point. But he basically just jumps over the left tackle. And May has to get rid of that really quickly. Got Vita Vea crashing in on him as he's getting rid of that ball. That's pressure. And what it leads to, here's the ball. Here's the receiver. Bad throw, incompletion. So while it's not a sack, which is the obvious thing to look at if you're just box score watching, yeah, there's not a bunch of sack numbers, but hey, Drake May, once again, credit to him for knowing that pressure's coming and getting the ball out to a quick out route. Bad throw, whatever. You wipe your hands and you go on to the next play. That's what NFL quarterbacks should do. So credit to May for doing that. But there was pressure on that play. Once again here, Yaya getting around Will Campbell, getting his arm on Drake May, Vita Vea. Once again, back-to-back plays. Yaya and Vita right in the face, touching Drake May. So Drake May has to get rid of the ball. I mean, Mac Hollins, if he gets it down to this area right here, it could be a completion that's requiring a very good throw under very good pressure. But once again, that pressure is too much. That ball sails too deep, out of bounds. So I don't want to fill this video up with just incompletions because that's a little boring, but I just wanted to give a couple examples from just one drive. I just picked it from one drive where this Bucs defense, who got plenty of stops on Sunday, outside of those 4 big plays, got plenty of stops. There was some pressure on May. You got to give credit to May. You got to give credit to the quarterback for seeing that pressure, diagnosing it, getting the ball away. Not throwing it in harm's way either. Both of those passes, pressure in his face, he throws it out of bounds like a smart quarterback should. Take the loss of down, move on to the next play, move on to the next drive. So here's an example of the flip side. The Bucs don't get pressure, but there's still good coverage on the back end. So you'll see it. Drake May's going to have plenty of time. Allows his routes to develop. It's going to go to Hunter Henry. Sitting there, waiting for it to develop. And then gets it to, Austin Hooper. But Antoine Winfield is there to make a very good play. Pass breakup, move on. I talked about it in my recap. I don't think the defense had a bad day. There were 4 plays, which unfortunately can cost you a game in the NFL when your offense isn't putting up consistent drives, putting up consistent points. They scored the first drive of the game and then didn't score another touchdown until 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Takes a lot from a defense if that's what your offense is giving you. All right, so here's the Patriots' first touchdown of the game. So it's, once again, it's a long developing route. Here we got Kyle Williams, rookie receiver. We got Benjamin Morrison, rookie cornerback. Todd Bowles is continuing to try to get Benjamin Morrison playing time, continuing to try and bring him up to speed, which one of the few things I disagree with Todd Bowles about. Jamel Dean's just been too good. It's just been too good. And when you're playing a 7-2 team, you need to have your best players on the field. I don't know if it's trying to preserve Jamel Dean because he's been a guy who consistently gets injured, eliminating his snaps a little bit while you have a second-round pick who, interesting play, interesting look. Watch how many guys the Patriots keep in to protect Drake May on this play. 2 long developing routes. Kyle Williams just kind of crosses over the entire field. And then I think this is Hollins on this side, just comes over and crosses across the entire field. Like 2 long developing routes. And that's all there is. Boom. There's only 2 receivers going out for routes. That's it. So the Bucs are sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. But the Patriots are keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the block against the blitz. Levante David is just watching the running back. So it ultimately ends up not a pressure. You can see Drake May has time. He has a clean pocket. He has 7 guys blocking for him. That's a credit to Mike McDaniel, knowing what he's going up against, but a credit to Drake May. Chris Braswell, as he's getting this ball out, is hitting Drake May. Is able to get that ball out right before it truly affects his pass. And Benjamin Morrison just a couple steps behind in man coverage. And Kyle Williams is a fast receiver. He will not be caught. So yeah, it's tough when you play good, sound defensive football 90% of the game, but that 10% is you giving up 50-plus yard plays. So going back to attacking the middle of the field. And I don't even think Baker hit the best option on this play. I don't. But Ibuka's at the top of your screen. Cam Johnson goes in motion. Once again, it's zone. Test these linebackers. So here is Ibuka. Going to cut across the middle. But I'm looking at Sterling Shepard. Because my goodness. Look at Sterling. Baker's getting rid of the ball. It's going to Ibuka right here. But look at that space for Sterling. That would have been a massive play, probably a touchdown if Baker completed that. But regardless, keep attacking in the middle of the field. Please test these linebackers. Here we'll get another look at the protection, how much time Baker had on this throw over the middle. So once again, play action. Graham Barton's kind of getting beat here. Baker gets it out. I think that was enough time to get a pass off clearly. All right, so here's that sequence right before halftime. I thought it was very confident for Mike Vrabel to call that. That is very clearly just go down Drake May, and we're going to burn some time. And we're going to say, I'm giving my guys 3 attempts from the 2-yard line. I trust my guys to go and get it. He was willing to burn it down to burn clock. So here we go. This is 2nd down. Used 1st down just to burn clock. Boom. Bucs get a big run stuff. Big run stuff. Watch Greg Gaines. My good. Here's Greg Gaines right here. He kind of falls down a little bit, but just goes head up with Travion Henderson and stops him in his tracks. Doof. Shout out Greg Gaines. All right. And then this next play, I do want to highlight a lot more because this is the same play that the Bucs get beat on the second Travion Henderson touchdown, the one at the end of the game that almost iced it. The Bucs ended up scoring another touchdown, had a chance for an onside kick, but you know what I mean by iced it. Same play pretty much. It's just a toss out wide. This, I'll just let it play here. Let Levante make that tackle. It's better from the other view. That's why I'm just letting it play. This is what Antoine Winfield Jr. is supposed to do on this toss play. Outside leverage. You have to force the man back inside towards your linebackers. You got Levante here. You got Dennis coming from over here. You got Greg Gaines making noise right here. I believe that's Greg Gaines or Logan Hall. That's Logan Hall. So Levante's just there to make the play because you blew up the puller, and now Henderson has to cut it inside. You trust Levante to make that tackle, and he does. Fortunately, later in the game, we'll see what happens with Antoine on that play. This, I don't really have much to say. That's just trust in your guys. Say, Drake, Stefan, I trust in you. Go make a play. Goodness. There's not really anything you could do about that. It's not enough time for you to get a pass rush. It's just a quick 3-step out route towards the corner of the end zone. Throw the ball up in a position where only your star receiver can get it. He gets it, toe taps. Fortunately, there's not really much you can do there. That play is just, you just got to credit those guys on that one. So here is coming out of the half. That 14-point swing, that middle 8. Last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half, where the Patriots pretty much flipped this game on its head. So we'll get a better look from this view to kind of see, is this a scheme issue? Is someone at fault here? What's going on? And I'm here to tell you someone, I don't like calling players out, but someone's at fault. It just is what it is. Everyone has a gap here. Us run defense is... Yeah, so we're just going to look at the right side of this offensive line. Where's my little pen? So we got a man right here. That's a gap. Vita right here. That's a gap. Tyke over here on Mac Hollins. That's a gap. Who's going to cover this gap? It's supposed to be Anthony Nelson covering that gap, but he does end up losing, unfortunately, gap integrity, and he goes the opposite way. Tyke already has this gap. You're supposed to go that way. So, guess which hole Travion Henderson hits. Let me remove all this. And, yeah. So, there's your huge hole that is supposed to be filled by Anthony Nelson on this play. Just looking at the gaps and how run defense works. Mac Hollins does... I didn't bring it up in my video yesterday just because, whatever. Holdings happen. I'm not... it's not a reason to bring it up. But Mac Hollins is holding on this play very clearly, actually. That's quite literally the definition of a hold. He's holding him. He's not pushing him. He's literally holding him inside so he couldn't get to that hole that Anthony Nelson missed. Henderson breaks it, and he's out. So there's your 14-point swing right there. Not a ton of good from Servassier Dennis yesterday. I thought this was a really good third down stop from him, so he's just playing in zone right here, watching this linebacker, and I think he just does a really good job. The linebacker does of trying to sit down in his zone, but he's able to get over there, dive for a pass breakup. I thought that was something good from Servassier Dennis. Yeah, we'll get another look at it this way with the pass rush. Anthony Nelson gets far around, and Drake May just rolls outside, looking for someone. Levante closes in. And there's your guy right there for the pass breakup. Everyone's favorite linebacker. This is another play I thought was good from Grizz, and this was something we saw in Liam Cohen's offense. Kind of just that Cade Otton little hesitation, distraction, looked like he's going to set up for a block, but ends up just going on a sort of a wheel route. And a lot of times it works. And it's something, once again, we saw in Liam Cohen's offense when he was here. Of course, Josh Grizzard was that third down coordinator. So here goes Otton. He's going to just set up for a block right there. What looks like it could be a wide receiver screen for Ibuka. So Christian Gonzalez bites on that. Nobody follows Cade Otton. And that's a nice play right there. All right, and here's the Bucs touchdown. So we haven't really seen Baker scramble too much ever since that Lions game where he hurt his oblique. But he is able to make some moves on the Patriots defense here. So we see the pocket sort of collapse there from his left side. He feels it. He rolls out right. Looks for a man on the run. Throws a dot to Tez. Tez gets 2 feet in. That's a touchdown. So nice to see Baker getting out of the pocket there. We know that's when Baker oftentimes is at his best, when he is scrambling, when he is just in that dog mentality, finding a way, willing this team to win. Unfortunately, just with injury, I just don't think it's really been in his bag. We've seen since that Detroit game, just no rush yards. When earlier in the year, Baker had a game with 30 rush yards. I think he even got up to 40 one time. Just scrambling for first downs and picking up huge conversions. Ever since that Lions game, it's been zeros. So something's clearly up. Here is that Sterling Shepard penalty that was ended up being pretty big. So here's Sterling Shepard right here. That pick play, boom. That opens up Cade Otton, and Cade Otton's just able to roll. It just can't be that blatant. It can't be that obvious. Pick plays happen all around the NFL, but it can't be that obvious. So this was the third big play of the day given up by the Bucs defense. So we had the Kyle Williams touchdown. We had the first Trevion Henderson touchdown. This is a 54-yard pass to Mac Hollins on third down. This is on third and long. Top of your screen, Zion McCollum just gets caught looking. He's looking in the backfield. And he kind of just gets caught there, and now he's level with his guys. Drake May's already got the ball off. So he has to turn around and go get it, while Mac Hollins was already running full speed. And that's going to be tough. Thankfully, the Patriots didn't end up scoring here because of this next play. So here's Tyke Smith's interception. I think Drake May kind of just exits the pocket a little bit prematurely there. I think he thought there was more pressure from Vita Vea than there actually was. So he exits, and now you got guys crashing in on you, so now you really got to roll out. And it's just a fantastic play from Tyke Smith, who is having a hell of a year. Such a good diving catch with your hands, which at least for us in Tampa, I don't think we see enough of just people on the back end just making a play like that. Haven't seen enough of that. All right, so the Bucs get that turnover. You got a chance to take the lead. It is 3rd and 3. You're entering the red zone at the 27-yard line. What do the Bucs decide to do? I'm in the group of, if it's 4-down territory and you only need 3 yards, that first one needs to be a run, in my eyes. Unless they are showing that they're absolutely selling out for the run, sure, switch to a pass. But they're clearly not showing that. They got 4 down linemen. They're spread. You got your one linebacker here in the middle, one out wide here. None of this is telling you they are going all out for the run. Even if you don't get the 3 yards, it's now 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. At that point, the defense has to set up for a potential run play on 4th down. On 4th and 3, you're not looking for a run. You're looking for pass. So they end up going pass on 3rd and 3. And it's a good pass breakup. Big hit. Here's the other view of that. Huge hit. Almost results in an interception. But like I said, now that results in 4th and 3. They're just able to, you see them all across the line here, they're able to just sell out for a pass and just try to get a pass rush on Baker Mayfield. That's what that allows them. Me saying they needed to run on 3rd and 3 is not me saying because they were going to get the first down for sure on 3rd and 3, but it allows them to force the defense to respect the run on 4th and 2 or 4th and 1 if you didn't get the first down. So here, they don't have to respect the run anymore. The Bucs aren't showing run anymore, and they just send the heat. And you got one-on-one here, just tight coverage all around. Every single defensive back has 1 or 2 hands on the receiver. Where is Baker going to go with this football while he has a guy crashing right in on him right now? And that's what I mean. They did not have to respect the run at all. They can just be like, all right, screw it. We're sitting in the house, and we're going to play tight coverage on a team that does not have their wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 4. There you go. Now Baker's in just get out of hell mode, and yeah, somehow got the ball to Rashad, which is also insane, but it is what it is. I think that's just a situational thing I would like to see Grizzard get better with. Look, how did he get that? That's crazy. But hey, that's going to be it for me. We're moving on from Week 10 and moving on to the Buffalo Bills, where I will actually be in attendance at Highmark Stadium this weekend in Buffalo. So, because of that, I'm moving everything up a day on my end. Tonight, I'm going to record the episode of The Ops. It won't release until tomorrow. And then the preview, same thing. I'll record it, but it won't release until the next day because I'm switching my schedule due to travel. So that's everything on my end. Please leave your comments down below, your thoughts on this game. If you have any final thoughts, I know we're all ready to get past it. I promise I am too, and I'm glad I've now cleared this out. So leave your comments if I showed anything that gave you a better look, anything that gave you more insight. Drop it down below. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Go Bucs. You all have a blessed one.